Huge shows before the bounce tonight. We've got everything on the Christian Petrarca trade fallout.
Yes, we'll give you our expert analysis of the 2024 AFL season with an exclusive interview with Jack Ginvin and, of course, Gandalf's Anvil. Keep watching.
We show you the best Irish bar in Melbourne.
Finals Footy Edition.
Legends, welcome to another episode of Parts Unknown Melbourne. Yes, it is the end of winter here in Melbourne, and we're looking for the best cheap pints in Melbourne. I'm Moose.
And I've Corson the Gandalf. We're here to show you the best places in Melbourne to eat, sleep, drink, everything in between. The only thing is, we don't know where it's going to be. We're just going to have a little walk around and see what tickles our fancy. Let's get into it.
So you want a cafe? We know a place. You say, oh, thanks parts unknown. And we promise you this, we'll always look out for a deal. And this one's a steal. Please comment.
Just off Collins Street, you'll find the Charles Dickens Bar. A bit similar to the Sherlock and Holmes bar that we've already visited, but this one has a bit more of a Winston Churchill's bunkers vibe. Looks very underground, but very homely. They're playing the Premier football tonight, but we're just going to be having a few drinks, showing you the best drinks and food in Melbourne for Parts Unknown Melbourne.
Well, it wouldn't be the Charles Dickens bar without Charles Dickens' favourite beverage, the Guinness. Now, as you guys know, I'm a bit of a connoisseur at splitting the G, so let's see how we go today.
Not to be outdone, the Moose will give a quick shot on splitting the G. Where do you think splitting the G is? Some people think it's splitting between the logo and the letter, and some people think it's between the G. I think it's the G. Split the difference and you got the middle of the G. It's like if Goldilocks went to the Charles Dickens Tavern and said, this one was too small, this one was overshot. A perfect split of the G right in the middle. Oh, this Gandalf is awesome, but we're going to need some help. We're going to throw over to the Before the Bounce boys to show you everything you need to know about finals football. Take it away, boys. Yes, welcome to another episode of Before the Bounce Boys. I'm one of the Before the Bounce men, Moose, and I'm joined by my esteemed associate, Gandalf.
Moose, great to be here. It has been a wonderful season of AFL.
Yes, it's been a wonderful season, but not without its controversies. Yes, many people want gambling and AFL to change their Facebook relationship status to "it's complicated." Yes, many people are worried that children and adults alike are taking up the bad habit by the constant influx of ads during the games. When asked if the AFL will split ties with the gambling lobby, AFL CEO Andrew Dillon said the odds look 10-1.
And it was a big week for the AFL televised networks, with Channel 7 recently announcing they have bought out cane corns from Channel 9 to go in Channel 7 next year. It was an all-out bidding war for the shock jock, with all networks coming to the table. Eventually, when Channel 7 were asked who wants cane corns, they responded, me!
I wonder when you say all networks, do you mean Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Fox 8? And everybody wants to talk about the famous AFL story this year. Yes, Christian Petrarca, will he stay at the Melbourne Football Club or will he leave and go to a rival footy club? Yes, he believes the Melbourne Football Club acted out of contract by allowing him to almost die in that famous clash against Collingwood earlier this season. And he was quite upset about it because in his contract, he stipulates that he can withstand quite a large amount of pressure on the footy field. He says he can take temporary blindness, dismemberment, and also a burnt pot roast.
I guess you're not a big fan of the on-track cooking page then.
No, I love what he's doing outside the game.
And it was in the good news stories for the weeks. We had Scott Penbury recently announced that he's going round for another season next year. It'll mark the champion Collingwood Premiership players and ex-captains 20th season in the AFL, making him 38 years old next year. We've actually got footage. We've actually acquired footage here of Scott Penbury when he's going for that record-breaking game next year at 38 years old. Let's have a look.
Man, Krabs is gonna break any day. He's Squidward. He's Squidward.
What? Did you put that together with the boys?
Yeah, boys upstairs help me.
All right, well, look, time's running very quickly and we need to get on to our next segment. I'm a little bit worried before I say this, but I know you guys at home love watching it. We're going to throw over to the Gandalf's Anvil. Gandalf, take it away.
I have had just about enough. I've had just about enough of the supporters in this AFL landscape taking our game for granted and taking for granted those who officiate our game. Look at this during the week.
Oh,
An umpire gets hit with a bottle and he bleeds.
Disgraceful.
It is up to me. I'm dropping the anvil on that supporter and the Carlton supporter
watch
base.
out! Really?
And I'm saying I want that supporter banned and jailed.
Come
That
on.
is assault in every shape. That is assault in every shape of the word, and it needs to be stamped out of our game. Carlton Football Club, you are a disgrace. You should lose your premiership.
No, hang on. Carlton Football Club had nothing to do with it.
It's their supporter.
Yeah, so surely
a fish rots from the head. A fish rots from the head.
So surely we're talking about the Carlton fan club and maybe the cheer squad, not the actual. But you're not talking about Vossi at the top there. Yeah,
I mean everyone. But I think the board, everyone should be held accountable.
I think you'd be saying something very. I think you'd be saying something very different if we had Vossi.
No, if that happened in some places in Eastern Europe, you'd be hung, dried, and strung out to dry in the middle of the street for doing that. And I think it has no place in a civilised society. Maybe it's something you'd see out of a scene of Underbelly. So for that, Carlton and your supporter base, I'm dropping the anvil.
Wow. Well, thanks a lot for that one, Gandalf. While you take a breather, we're going to lighten things up a bit with my latest top 3. Yes, I've done my top 3 list of who has the best mustaches in AFL history. So I put a little list here together, Gandalf.
I've got a few ideas of who's going to come up.
Do you reckon who I've got put in
I've got
here?
a few ideas of who's going to come up.
Okay, well, let's get to it. Coming in at number 3, here we go. We've got Dipper. Good old Dipper. Everyone remembers Dipper from the Vinnie's ads. What a player. Here we go. Look at that mark. What a wonderful app.
Courageous.
Yeah. Wow. And we got the next clip.
Notoriously nice guy.
Next clip, we've got number 2. We've got Lethal Lee Matthews, wonderful player, coach, and media personality. And look at that mustache. I swear he was born with a mustache.
I think so. Well, you look back as far as the 70s. And
Look at that one, Gandalf. Do you think any of the players would get away with that nowadays?
It's courage or stupidity.
And absolutely, we've got number 1, we've got beautiful Jake Lever from the Melbourne Football Club. Look at that mustache. And what an absolute player. Real journeyman of today's game.
Great Mo.
Thank you so much for watching Before the Bounce, boys. We're so excited to go into the finals footy with you. We're going to throw it back to Moose and Gandalf. Thanks, boys, for showing us all about the finals footy fever.
So obviously, a lot of you guys know that it was my dream growing up to be on television, which I did achieve at 17. I didn't think that 10 years later I'd be on TV for a different reason, which is obviously the elephant in the room was I was featured on an ad break of Crime Stoppers due to the alleged, I want to underline that, alleged theft of a vacuum cleaner and money from a share house that I was staying with. That is ongoing at the moment. That has been taken to county court, which isn't the big one. That's not like the top levels. That's very low stakes. But I hear the comments. Most of you have been very supportive of me, so thank you. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to prove my innocence. In the meantime...
Do you think, like the Moose here, I think everyone was way too mean to Ray Gun at the Olympics. Everyone was just being very, very cruel, thinking they were being funny. I think it showed the worst part of people, to be honest. But if I was Ray Gun, I would hide away in the Charles Dickens bar. A nice hideaway from Melbourne CBD, yet being in the middle of all of it.
Best city in the world, best beers in the world. But it wouldn't be a night out in the city without going to Melbourne's main attraction. So, if you'll excuse us for a minute, we're going to hit the cast.
Do Do you think they call it Charles Dickens Bar because everyone here is like Oliver's Twist and they say, please sir, can I have some more? When they're talking about beers, wine, spirit, or even some food, yes?
Charles Dickens once said, I have been bent and I have been broken, but I hope into better shape. And I've never felt that quote more than this time in my life. With that in mind, it's time for Gandalf's final skull at the Charles Dickens Bar. That was awesome. Let's give you our final thoughts outside.
Charles Darwin, thank you so much for having us there. We are Moose and Gandalf, and thank you so much for watching another episode of Parts Unknown Melbourne.
Charles Darwin Bar, you were just sensational. The beers and everything else, the interior. We'll definitely be back, but as for now, I'm going to go to the bathroom.